Well, good morning and welcome to Daily Connect. I'm Ross Duncan. I'm the vicar here at Holy Trinity in Hampton. We're on day 38 of our exploration with Deitrich Bonhoeffer. I remember a time when I was in prison ministry and I was asked to support a man who had markedly different views on life and faith and future than I did. This man was an atheist, a staunch atheist. When I first met him and he found out who I was, he initially dismissed any sort of contact with me at all. He saw very little reason to actually speak with me. But I held on to the fact that there had been often times within the prison environment where my support had been rejected at first, only to be picked up a little bit later on. I said to him that I wasn't going to be able to change his ideas about God or a lack thereof. I was happy just to listen to what he had to say. And this was what we started our basis of a relationship on. He was in prison for murdering his parents. Prior to this, he was a respected psychologist and is probably the most intelligent man that I have ever spoken to. Certainly, there were times that I struggled to keep up with his intellect. He had kept himself busy in prison by translating the works of St. Patrick's from Latin into English. He had a love for classical music as well. But he had a terminal illness. He had a tumour that was growing and he wasn't long for this world. I would visit him every few days and we would sit down and discuss a variety of topics, many of which I couldn't really understand. I would pray for him at the end of these things, but he didn't know this until I had told him several times that I was doing this. At first, he rejected this, but then over time, he chose not to comment at all. It took about a few months before the cancer took over completely. I remember on the night before his passing, he was struggling for breath and struggling to remain conscious. He said that although I had not convinced him that there was a God or a future life, if there was, he had seen him in our friendship. We're not always able to understand why God places us in situations. It is for the other person, or is it for ourselves, or even for those that are looking on? I really don't know. But it is important to remember that we represent the grace and love of God to both friend and foe. We will not turn people towards Jesus, but he will if he calls them. Bonhoeffer was in an unusual situation with regards to his enemies, because his enemies were those that were in authority. But as he shows us, if we are a disciple of Christ, then that's the only side where the victory will be won over death. God bless. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.